Hello, this is Sara with Posh Pooch Designs, and today's video I'm going to be showing you how to make this dog collar or pet collar with hanging shamrocks or clovers. And here's one I made in a solid green, and here's one I did in a two-tone. And the neat thing about this pattern is that you can also make one for yourself just by making it longer around and of course adding more shamrocks. This pattern is done with worsted weight number 4 yarn. This green here is Red Heart Super Saver, and these two are Red Heart with Love. And you can make it one color or two colors or any colors that you want, and it's really super easy to do. Now if you make the pattern, which is a free pattern on my blog, and I'll put that link down there in the notes under the video for that. And it's just called the Clover Collar for dogs, pets, and people. And I wasn't going to do this video because I already did a few for St. Patrick's Day, but I had a special request because a friend of mine is going to be walking in a St. Patrick's Day parade with her dog, and she wanted to make matching collars. So the way this pattern works is you need to make sure you have the measure of amount of the length that you want for you or your dog. You're going to need to do 3 chains per inch. And my dog Rosie has about an 11-inch neck, and so I'm making this to fit 12 inches because I'm adding an extra inch for comfort, because you don't want it to be too tight. And of course this is just a collar that you're going to slide over their existing collar. This is a decorative collar, not one to attach anything to. We're going to be using our H hook today, 5mm. We're also going to need a needle. There it went. You're going to need a needle to weave in your ends, and you'll need a pair of scissors, and of course just a small amount of any color of worsted weight. And I'm going to be using this yarn today just because it's nice and bright, and it might be, easy to see. So grab you some of your scrap yarns or just whatever yarns that you want to, and your H hook, and we'll get started. This is Rosie. I'm going to show you how to measure your dog's neck. You take your tape measure and you just gently put it around their neck. Rosie's neck measure is about 11 inches, and then I'm going to add an inch just so that it's comfortable. And Rosie's modeling our Clover collar, and she's being such a good girl. Let's give her a cookie. To get started, we're going to start, of course, with a slip knot. And I'm doing a collar for Rosie's neck at 12 inches. So 3 times 12 is 36 plus 1, because you need to do 3 chains per inch plus 1 chain for joining. So we're going to do 37 chains. I chained my 37 chains, and now I'm going to join in a circle. And the way I keep from twisting is I try to lay it out flat so that I can see the edge, and then join my hook right in that first chain. There we go. Get it through there. My yarn got a little splitty right there. There we go. And we're going to chain just 2. 1, 2. And then we're going to place 1 half double crochet in each of the chains around. And if you're not familiar with the half double crochet, you yarn over your hook, you go in the chain or stitch, and pull up a loop. You'll have 3 chains or 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over and go through all 3 of those loops. The half double crochet is a great stitch if you want a nice condensed stitch. If you want it to be a little taller than a single crochet but not as tall as a double crochet, the half double crochet is a great little condensed stitch, and it's one of my favorites for dog collars and dog items that I want to be just a little bit more, like I said, condensed or thick. So we're going to place 1/2 double crochet in each of the stitches around our collar. Yarn over, go through the stitch or chain you're working, pull up a loop, yarn over, and go through all 3 stitches. That's our 1/2 double crochet. Once we've 1/2 double crocheted in each stitch around, we're going to join to the top of that chain 2 with a slip stitch, and we're going to chain 2. 1, 2. And now we're just going to do another row of 1/2 double crochet for our collar. So yarn over, go in that next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, and go through those 3 loops. And we'll do this all the way around. The dog collar or the person collar, whoever you're making it for. And we'll just place 1/2 double crochet in each of the 1/2 double crochets all the way around, and then we'll join again at the top of that chain 2. I stitched the second row of 1/2 double crochets. I joined to the second chain where we began, and now this is the row where you can decide if you want to change colors, like this one where I did a cream and then I changed to green. You could change to a darker green if you wanted to or not. I'm going to stick with what I've got here, so I'm just going to chain 1. And the way this row works is we're going to be slip stitching and then making our clovers. So I'm going to slip stitch in the first 10 stitches, and to make a slip stitch you just go in the stitch or chain where you're working, pull up a loop, you'll have those 2 loops on your hook, and you just pull that loop right through the loop that's on your hook. So we're going to do 10. Here's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, then we're going to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now we're going to create our first clover. All right, so we're going to yarn over, and we're going to place 2 double crochets in the second 1, 2, 3. We're going to place 2 double crochets in the third chain from our hook. 1, 2, 3. So I yarned over, I'm going to go in that third chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through the first 2, yarn over, go through the second 2. Then I'm going to do another double crochet in that same hole. I'm going to chain 2, and then I'm going to slip stitch right in that same hole. And now I'm going to chain 2, 1, 2, and I'm going to place 2 more double crochets right in that same hole. 1, 2, chain 2, and slip stitch right in that same hole. So now I have 2 petals made. Now you can choose to do 3 or 4 petals for your clover or shamrock. I'm just going to do 3. So I'm going to do another one, chain 2, 2 double crochets in that same hole, 1, 2, and chain 2, and slip stitch right in that same hole. Now I'm only doing 3 petals. If you want to do another petal for 4, you certainly can. It's up to you. And now we're going to put 1 slip stitch in those 3 chains that are left. 1. There we go. 2. And this gets us back up to the collar. There we go. Get in there. So we did our clover or shamrock. Then 3 chains back up the last 3 slip stitches back up the chain to the collar. And then we're just going to go right in that next stitch, and we're going to slip stitch in the next 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's our first hanging shamrock or clover made. And for the dog collar, you'll do 2 more of those. And I'll do another one to show you, just to make sure you understand. We're going to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to go in the 3rd chain, 1, 2, 3, and stitch 2 double crochets. Chain 2, slip stitch in that same chain, chain 2, 2 double crochets, 1, 2, chain 2, slip stitch in that same hole, chain 2, 2 double crochets, and chain 2, slip stitch in that same hole. Then we're going to move back to the chain, and we're going to slip stitch in those 3 chains. 1, 2, 3. Now we're back to the edge of the collar, and we're going to slip stitch in the next 4 stitches. There we go. And now there's 2 of our little shamrocks or clovers made. Now I need to do 1 more clover. So here's my 3 clovers. I went ahead and put my 3rd one on there. Now if you want to add more clovers, you can do them all the way around if you want to. I just do the 3 in the middle. And something I did want to show you about the one I made for my friend, because I made it so much bigger, I made the space between the clovers more. And on the dog one, we're only slip stitching 4. But on the adult one, I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 slip stitches between my clovers. And then, of course, I did them exactly the same with the chain 6 and then the 3 petal clovers. But because it was so big, I decided to put more space between them. And so you can adjust the space between your clovers if you want to. So to finish up our dog collar, we just need to slip stitch in those last 10 stitches on the collar and then tie off, and then the collar will be all finished. And that's how easy this little collar is to make for your dog, for your cat, for any pet, just by adjusting 3 chains per inch. I finished up my slip stitching. I took my needle and I weaved in all my ends, And now my collar is all ready to be worn with my 3 shamrocks or clovers. I can just slip this right on Rosie's neck, and she can wear it for St. Patrick's Day. So this is our clover collar for dogs, pets, and people.